Hey guys, what's up? Angus here. Got another review today. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at a gun that a lot of people should be interested in. One of the most common questions I get in my inbox on my channel is, what is a good airsoft sniper rifle for me under $200? Now, I'm obliged to say this just because of my tech friends on YouTube. There is no real stock good airsoft sniper rifle for under $200. For those, you have to pay up in the 400s. However, there are good, decent airsoft sniper rifles, such as this one, available for under $200, and then you can upgrade them. And this one, in this case, is pretty cheap to upgrade. It'll cost you probably less than $400 to upgrade it. But it does perform very well stock. This is the A&K SVD Dragunov, the second edition. The original A&K Dragunov did have a couple grievances with airsofters. A&K went back, they fixed them, they improved the gun, and sitting before me in this very long cardboard box is A&K's new and improved A&K Dragunov. So let's get into this review. This gun is available at AirsoftStation.com for $144.95. Take $5 off with coupon code DEATHCORE. So let's get into this review. For starters, let's open up the box and see what is included when you purchase the A&K SVD from AirsoftStation.com. The external of the box, as you can see, is extremely long because the gun inside of it is extremely long, but external of the box is just a cardboard box. When you take the gun out of the box, this is what you should see. Inside the box, there is a small bag of .2 gram BBs. These are pretty low quality. Even though this is a spring gun, you probably should still not use them. A front sight post adjustment tool. And your A&K SVD Dragunov airsoft sniper rifle itself. Now when you first take this thing out of the box, let me tell you, you're going to like it. Very, very nice gun, great feel to it, excellent weight, not too heavy, not too light, just an overall very, very nice feel. You're going to like this gun if you're a fan of the Dragunov the second you pull this thing out of the box. Now let's talk a little bit about the gun's construction. Construction-wise, this gun is a full metal body, barrel's metal. That was a comment I received on one video. Is the barrel metal? Yes, the barrel is metal. Everything on this gun is metal with the exception of the stock and the handguard. These are made of a higher-end durable polymer. Cheek rest is as well. It's a rubberized padding to give you more comfort. But other than the stock, the cheek rest, and the handguard, this gun is full metal, including the magazine. Now let's open this sniper rifle up and take a look at some of its internals. Alright, now for a look at the internals. This is the new version of the SVD. They did make a couple improvements internally in order to make it better for us airsofters. Now, flipping off the top cover, it's pretty simple. Simply push down a latch on the side here. Top cover will just pop off, and there is your spring, your trigger sear, everything inside of this A&K SVD. Now, originally, the A&K Dragunov had an M120 spring in it that allowed this gun to shoot around 400 feet per second. Since then, A&K slapped in an M150 spring, allowing this gun to shoot around 500 FPS. So that's a big advantage to snipers. Check out the chrono video. There will be a link right in this clip. Now, in order to handle that 500 feet per second, they needed to reinforce the trigger sear, allowing this gun to handle that, because there's nothing worse than pulling back your bolt, having your trigger sear break, and the bolt snap forward. So A&K did some very nice improvements to the internals on this gun. Now, let's get into talking a little bit about some of the features of the A&K SVD. Alright, now this is a spring-action sniper rifle, meaning that you have to cock it each time in order to shoot it. Now, in order to cock the gun, you simply pull the bolt back here. The bolt is made of metal. And keep in mind, guys, this gun is packing an M150 spring, as we've already covered. The bolt is not going to be easy to pull back. It's packing all that power back there in a tight spring, so you really, really have to pull the bolt back. It is not easy. It's probably going to give you a sore on your finger, as it left on mine, after you do it for quite some time, so I'd recommend using gloves while you're playing with this. Now, the spring may wear down after a while, making the bolt easier to pull. It's already started to get a little easier once you get used to it. But just something to be aware of, the bolt is full metal, however it is going to be a little tough to pull back at first. Alright, now another main feature on this gun is its magazine. As we all remember, a main grievance with the original A&K Dragunov was its magazine. It originally came with a 200 round high cap magazine, and some people out there saying, oh, why is that a bad thing? Well, when you're a sniper, you really don't want a bunch of BBs rattling around, giving away your position while you're trying to be stealthy, hide out, and silently take off your opponents. Now, in order to improve this, A&K included a 90 round metal midcap magazine. In order to eject it, simply push the paddle in, pull the magazine out. Some BBs fell out there. And then here's your magazine. Again, it is metal. You might think it's plastic at first, but I assure you it is metal. As you can see, no gear at the bottom. This is a midcap magazine. Holds about 70-90 rounds, more so in the 80-90 range. BBs you should be putting in this, I'd highly recommend at least 0.28s, most likely around the 0.3 area. Now, feeding issues, I've only had a couple. Occasionally we'll release 2 BBs, and then of course you're going to fire 2. If that ever happens, simply pull out the mag, put it back in, and you should be shooting fine. The mag's capacity is also a bit of an advantage with this magazine, considering unless you're shooting off 90 rounds a game, you should be set, compared to other snipers' magazines who are holding around 25, 30 BBs. Put the mag in, put the lip in first, and when you hear that reassuring click, your magazine is in. There is a tiny bit of wobble, but that's it. Otherwise, your mag is pretty daggone secure, and it's well. Alright, now the stock itself is pretty simple. It's constructed of a durable polymer, as already mentioned. However, it does have this cheek rest on it. The cheek rest is padded. It feels like kind of a cheapy leather up here on a hard chunk of wood. As you can see, that brown part down bottom, that's wood. That's what it's mounted on. Comfort-wise, when you're shooting, I've done quite a bit of shooting with this. It's done pretty well. It's a cheek rest, it's padded, gives you more comfort than you would having your face up against this cold polymer. Now, should you not like the cheek rest, you can remove it, you can adjust it to different spaces in here, but it's a pretty nice feature considering it does give your cheek a little bit of padding and some nice comfort. Alright, now as with all guns, your A&K SVD is going to have a safety on it. The safety is located basically directly behind the bolt. It almost looks like a fire selector switch on an AK. It's right here. When it's all the way at the top, touching the top cover, the gun is unsafe, trigger can't be pulled, and also the bolt won't cock. You can pull it back, but it won't cock. Now, in order to switch your gun onto fire, simply press the switch down so that it's down to its next position. At this point, trigger can be squeezed, as you can see, and the bolt will pull back and cock. So, down towards the ground, can fire, up against the top cover, the gun's unsafe. I actually like the selector switch in this spot, considering it's right behind the bolt, so it's not in the way of your trigger. You can't accidentally hit it with your finger. And also, if you were to hit it with your fingers, you pull back with a bolt. It's very tough. It probably won't even move. The gun, of course, does feature 2 iron sights, first of which is this rear sight. It's basically the same thing you're going to find on an AK. In order to adjust it, simply squeeze in the sides. You can roll this down in order to adjust. In real life, this would be how many meters you're aiming up, and the sight will raise. Now, since this is a sniper rifle, you're really not going to be using your iron sights too much. You're going to want to slap a scope on here and use that. The gun does have a front sight in addition to its rear sight. It's a simple sight. I call it the target sight. Got the circle with the front sight post adjustable with that tool inside it. The sights on this gun, they aren't too shabby. Again, you're going to just want to slap a scope on this thing and use that. Now, as I've been stressing throughout the iron sights, this is a sniper rifle. You're going to want to put a scope on it. On the left side of the gun, there is an accessory rail for you to put on your scope mount. Some people have been commenting, stating you can put basically any scope mount on here. I'm almost 99% sure that's not true. You need a custom scope mount to put on here for the Dragunovs. Classic Army makes one for their Dragunov that fits this, and then you can put whatever scope you want up here. But it's pretty important. Get a scope mount, get a scope on this thing. You're going to be hitting your targets with the scope, not the iron sights. Alright, so now that we're done talking about the externals, internals, and all the features of this airsoft gun, let's get into the final conclusion of the A&K SVD review. Now, A&K has definitely made some major changes and stepped up their game in their new A&K SVD Dragunov. They have improved the FPS with that M150 spring, launching this thing up to a 500 feet per second range. And also, handle that, they reinforced the trigger sear internally. Internally, this gun's packing quite a punch. Now, externally, full metal body with polymer stock, polymer handguard, it's durable polymer, as well as a padded cheek rest. This gun's got some nice external quality. Not to mention they thickened the polymer and added a better coat of paint to this gun than the old version. Features-wise, the bolt on this gun, as I've already mentioned, a little tough to pull back. That's going to happen with an M150 spring back underneath the top cover. But that's something that may wear down over time. You'll probably just get used to it. Magazine originally came with a 200 round high cap. They improved it by including a 90 round metal midcap. This thing, I've only had a couple feeding issues with it when it launched 2 into the barrel instead of 1. All I had to do was pull it out and it worked fine again. Capacity is great. Advantage over the 25 and 30 round mags of your opponents with their L96s. The magazine on this gun is very nice. Midcap, great bonus for the snipers out there. Iron sights on this gun are nice, however, again, you're really not going to be using them too much once you slap a scope on here using the accessory rail on the left side. Got to pick up a custom scope mount a scope on here, and you'll definitely have a great looking sniper. Cheek rest, very nice that they added this, very good comfort to it. It's padded, you can remove it, and you can slide it along here, wherever your cheek's going to be, do whatever you want with it. Safety, right next to the bolt on the right side. Nice convenient place. It's also tough so your finger won't accidentally hit it and it'll slip onto safe. Overall, this gun is very, very nice. It's definitely a great value. It's an excellent sniper rifle for $144.95. People ask me what's an alright sniper rifle under $200. This is an alright sniper rifle under $150. Now, Airsoft Station does stock it. Pick it up there. There'll be a link down below in the description. I'd honestly have to say I like this thing. I'd pick it up if I were you. You're looking for a sniper. Just get a scope mount for it, slap a scope on it, and go to town. It's an excellent sniper rifle. Great internals, great externals, nice features on it. This is an excellent sniper rifle. I'd highly recommend you pick it up today. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you liked this video.